Second stream of the day, the SKCC Sprint. Let's bring our desktop on here. Okay. I noticed that the SKCC Weekend Sprintathon was going on, and I've never really tried one of them. Let me get a few things set up here first. I'm going to move this over here temporarily. If you look at the Weekend Sprintathon, the exchange that they want is a signal report plus a state, your name, and if you have an SKCC number, you would put that number, or you would put none. Let me find mine. There's mine, right there. I'm going to, they're looking for signal report, state, name, and the SKCC number. And these are the frequencies that they normally operate on. You can operate on other frequencies, but most times you want to try to get on these because that's where the other people are. So let me minimize this over here so I can see it. Put that back in there. And they use a straight key. If I go to cwmorse.us, this is where I get some of my keys from. I have several of these outdoor paddles. I think I've got 3 of them that I use for POTA. But I got one straight key, which is this style of key. I don't see the one that I have. It looks like now they come with this little flat top, where the one I have has the, let me bring that other camera up. It has this little hump on it. You can see it right there. And in order for the straight key to work, you actually have to turn your keyer off on your menu. On your Yaesu, there's an option for keyer. You can see right now it's set to off. But if I just tap it, that's a dit. If I hold it a little bit, that's a da. So if I wanted to do an S, which is 3 dits, if I wanted to do an A, which is a dit da, you got to hold it longer for the das. So my call sign being KI5 Whiskey Whiskey Tango. And since you're using a straight key, it's usually much slower. Let me get out of here. I have that key. You can find the rules for the straight key Sprintathon here. On this same page, you can log in and create an account, and you can get yourself an SKCC number. That number is for you to be recognized by other members. And they have their own software that they use for logging. I thought I had it open. Oh, it's probably that one. Yeah, it's called SKCC Logger. So I'm going to create a new file for this. Let's start a new ADIF file, it says. And we're going to call it SKCC Sprint. Um, 04/12, April the 12th. And this log is an ADI format, so I can upload it to QRZ or whatever, logbook of the world if you want to. So I'm going to create a new log with that in it. I'm going to save it. I'm not connected to the radio, so I have to type in the frequency that I want to use. So you hit start logging here, and that gives you a logging window. And that's the window you're going to use for logging. So I'm going to bring the chat back over here. Well, there's another window I need to bring open. I forgot. They have their own page that they use. I don't remember if I keep it. Let's see. It's called SKCC something or other. I thought I had it. There it is. The SKCC schedule page. When you log in, it's basically like a little chat room where they talk to each other and let themselves know what frequencies they're on. Like you have active users here, 29. So all of these are calling CQ for the Sprint. So there's somebody on 14054. And I can hear him. So let's get the windows back over here. Let's get that chat window. I don't have enough room for all these windows. Let me make this smaller. Put that over there. Let's put the logger right above me. We're going to add a log there. We're going to put the chat right there. And that signal is fading, it sounds like. All right, 14054 is the frequency. And it fills in the band for you. And you have to put the call sign, which I'm assuming is AB4PP. And if I hear it check right here, it'll check him in the QRZ. It puts in some basic information there. If I hit check for the SKCC, it'll go in and find his SKCC number. His number is apparently 32S, which means he's one of the first members of SKCC. I'm going to turn that CW cam back on. Make it a little smaller though. Put it right there. Okay, I can barely hear him. He's going down low. I'm going to have to turn my volume up. I don't see his name in there though. It says name is JP. Alright, that signal's a little too weak for me to hear, so I'm going to try to find another one. Looks like 55.5. I hear another one on 55. Let's do that one. That's WES for weekend sprint. That's W1DV. So let's change this to 55. Let's change this to W1DV. Where's the signal report? That was his SKCC number, 1433S. So I'm pretty sure I'm listening to Dave W1DV, and I'm going to wait for him to call CQ again so I can pick up the next contact. Again, we're using a straight key, and with the straight key, the speed is usually going to be a lot slower, so it's a lot easier. But of course, using the straight key is not as easy as using pedals, because you have to apply the right amount of pressure to get the dits in the DOS. W1DV. Now I can't hear the other side. He sent WES out 3 times. Now he's sending his call, W1DV. My break-in's not on. Darn it. I might have missed that one since my break-in wasn't turned on. No response yet. He sent out a question mark, but it wasn't my call sign there. So I have to sit and wait for him to get finished. Let's see if I can find where he is. W1DV. I don't CW1DV. Wonder if it's case sensitive. W1. I'm going to search for W. No, W. DV. Nah, it doesn't find him. Okay. All right, so we're waiting for Dave to finish this QSO. And you have to remember they're using straight keys, so it's going to be a little bit slower. There's the 73, W1DV. He said, thank you. Let's see if we can come back and get him this time. I don't know if the other side is sending right now because I can't hear it. Here's a CQ. W1DV. W1DV again, and then he'll send a K. Move the There's a response. Good afternoon, Joe. There's a signal. North Carolina. One, 4, 3, 3, S is his SKCC. Back to me. Sent signal report, state my name and my SKCC. He's sending 73. Accident. Thank you. And I sent a dit. And that's done. Alright, so I sent him a 5-9. And he sent me a 5-9. Alright, and to log it, right here I'm going to hit now. And that's going to put in the current time and date. And I'm not going to worry about the time end. For the comment, since I'm going to export this to QRZ, I'm going to put a comment in here that lets me know it's an SKCC, because it's just going to be an ADI file that I can log in QRZ. So this is what I've got. It's got the date, the time, their call sign, their name, frequency and band, the signal reports we exchanged, their SKCC number, and their state. The country in the DXCC is not really required, but it's optional. And you don't have to upload these logs to SKCC. You just have to keep a copy of them. If they request them, then you'd have to send them to them. When you record your actual contacts for the Sprintathon, you go to their website and you just type in the numbers. You don't have to import anything. You just type it in. So we got one. Let's see if we can get two. We're doing the SKCC Weekend Sprintathon. Oh, I'm listening. I already got you on 55. Let's look at 55.5. Still can't hear 55.5. There's somebody on 5.7. I'm looking right here. That sounds like a POTA station. I'm not looking for POTA. Okay, Wes over here. I'm sorry. This one says 21055.5. Let's see if we can hear that. And we can't. Nothing heard. There's another one on 14046. I say 46? $50.5. I thought I said 46. I'm not used to using the SCED page yet, so I have to kind of look over here and then look over here at the same time. I'm trying to hunt right now. I don't want to start calling CQ yet, since this is my first time. $50.5. Not hearing 50.5. um, 14060. Very faint. KS1 KCC. It's a 25-point bonus. Not hearing 060. So I'll go back and check on the DX cluster. 55.1, that's the one I just did. Again, most of them are in that range. Let me get that off. Since They recommend you start around 50. Most of them are going to be in that range of 50. Again, we're looking at the weekend sprintathon for side key. The side key being this right here. So you get dits, it's just a short press for dits, long press for DAWs. QRS, okay, it says 14060. I can't hear you on 14060. All right, so who else is out there? I'm looking on their SCAD page. AG5M just came on, said they're active. All right, I can't hear them, so let's do this. Let's find us an empty frequency. $14,052 has got a 30 dB signal here. No, that's not 14,052. That's 18. No, here it is. 14052 has got a 30 dB signal. See if I can hear it. It's very low here. I can barely hear it. All right, I'm gonna find myself a frequency. Let's say 50.6. So we're gonna sit and listen on 50.6. Unless something pops up over here where there's somebody on 50.5, it says. So I'll go down to 50.9. And I've been listening and I haven't heard anything. So I'll send a QSL. Gotta remember to turn my break-in back on. Break-in is on. Send QSL. QSL basically saying, is the frequency in use right now? Send it twice. Oops, I tipped my camera to the side here. Now it wants to stay there. All right, there we go. Hopefully you can see that. So 1450.9. I'm going to type my status here. 14.050. 14.050. 0509, I believe is how you type that. And I will hit the button that says Go Active. Now you don't have to use their SCED page. You could just call CQ and wait for the DX cluster to pick you up. I'm going to see if I get picked up by the DX cluster. That's going to be there. So I'll get rid of that. Trying to raise that up to there. 140509. I'm going to go active. All right, it puts me down here at the bottom. Down here it says it's green. And since I don't see anything in this text box, I guess I didn't do something. Oh, I hit enter there and it showed up. So now it shows me on West 140509. Of course, you have to call CQ so they can hear you. W4TDN. All right, I'm going to check it on QRZ. All right, I'm not going to move my key anymore. I'm going to type this in. W4TDN. It's not showing up. North Carolina. All right, I'm gonna have to log these manually because they're coming in too fast. This was at 2:35. I'm gonna send a question mark. KZ3T. Let me type it in. I'm gonna pause and send it again. Five 559, North Carolina. 1. Send a QRT. I gotta figure out this software because it's not working the way I want it to work. So we were on 14050.9. So let's try that. 140509. The call was KZ3T. I said fill in blanks. That was Dan, but it doesn't show his SKCC number. So I hit check. There's no SKCC number there for you, Dan. So let's go to the other one, W4TDN. I tab out of there. I say overwrite all. There's no SKCC number for This one, Dan. Why does it say Dan still? All right, let me check this real quick. So I haven't used this SKC software a lot, so I got to figure out how to use it on the fly. Let's go W4TDN. There is no W4TDN, that's why. That's why I can't find the SKCC number. KZ3T. There's KZ3T. So what was the other one? W4TDN, I thought it was. I go back to the sked page. There's a lookup on here somewhere. There's a member lookup right there. W4TDN. This is not an SK member. W4EDN. Okay, I got the call sign wrong. It should be W4EDN, which is also from North Carolina. Let's see if the number matches what I recorded, and it does. It's 11323. T as in Tom. W4EDN. Did I look up KZ3T? All right, KZ3T is also from North Carolina, and 18885S is what I recorded. So those are right. So it threw me off because the first one had the wrong call sign. So let's do this. Let's put in the right call sign, EDN. Let's tab out of that box. I'm going to say overwrite all. Okay, and there's his SKCC number. Signal reports 59. Darn it. Not there. It was W4EDN. Overwrite. All right, I received 59. It keeps jumping up to the other box. All right, I'm going to tell it to fill in the blanks this time. W4EDN. Or leave it as is. Fill in the blanks. All right, so we got the right frequency this time. Got the right call sign. We got the SKCC number. So we're going to copy that number here. Put a comment in for, I thought I put SKCC. SKCC. He was 11323 T. Okay, let's make sure I got it. I got the call sign. I got that. I need the time. I don't want to use the PC time. I'm going to use today's date. I want to use today's time. 14 plus 5 is 19. So it was at 1935. I wrote the time down for these. And I'm going to log it. No, that saved the log file. I want to log it here. Which adds it over here. All right, he was born. The other one, the first guy, was North Carolina too. So we're on the same frequency. We're going to put in this call, which is KZ3T. You tab and you've got his SKCC. It's in the box and it's flashing here. So what happens when I type a 5? There you go, it stays. So 599, 599, SKCC 18885S. And we will go log it. Okay, so I should be ready to, no, I put the wrong time on there. I need to edit that one, K3ZT. It says edit rows. And I want the time to be, it was 1938. And we want to save changes. We want to go back over here, change this back to use PC time. And we're ready to try some more. Now where am I? 140509. Make sure nobody's taking my frequency. It might go faster if I just type the call sign here. All right, so I'm listening to make sure no one's picked up the frequency. And I'm going to call CQ again. This time, hopefully, the software is going to cooperate with me. I'm not going to move my key this time. Getting notifications from one of my discords. Let's go to, where's the CW on here? CCO. There's CW. Calling CQ on, what are we on? 140509. Some of the Discord folks might come over and join me. All right, I'm going to put my pen and pad over here, out of the way. And we're just going to type into this box over here. I'm going to set myself active again. All right, we went active again. I called CQ before. I didn't see KI5WW. I wasn't on that frequency, so that's not me. If I go up and I search for KI5, Whiskey Tango. Looks like I didn't get spotted, but I will try again. I will call CQ. Where's that logger screen at? Here it is. Alright, I will call CQ again. Your signal is too low, I can't hear you. I heard K4. I cannot hear you, K4. So I will send QSB, can't hear. Can't hear you. Couldn't hear that last station. The signal was too low and fading. So I'm back to calling CQ. I heard a question mark out there, but it's very low again. The other signals I had earlier are both stronger. CQ. CQ. WES. DE, which means from. Didn't see myself hit the, what do you call it? The DX spot page here. I may have to go call CQ again. Alright, nothing heard. I will call CQ again. How about I click in this box before I start calling CQ so I don't have to switch it back over. There's that KS1KCC on 14060 again, the one that I can't hear. I don't know what the number out to the left means here. I'll try putting something in the chat here. I think that was W9KMJ. Nope. Let's try W9KM. W9PL. Software again. Excuse me. Excuse me. It's K. Okay, now I got it. Ah. I don't know why I thought that was a W at the beginning. It's a K. A poo, 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 poo. 258S. Log it. Now. Log it. W9KMP. Thank you, Joe. Uniform, you are. Illinois. (549S). I said thanks, Ken, in that one. Now for the time. Log it. I'm in the call box already. So I can call CQ again. I gotta stop moving my key. There's a station down in the noise. I can't hear it at all. All right, so we've got how many? We've got 5 contacts right here. 5 contacts for SKCC. They even give you the SFI, which is 93, which is very low. I guess that's why the signal's fading in and out and everybody's on 20 meters. Let's do the CQ again. W9JX. All right, W9GX. Thank you, Joe. He said 589, but I'm going to log it 59. Florida. Eight 22 T 882 T. Now, log it. I'm already in the box, ready to go. Let's send a QRZ. QRZ question mark. There's a signal trying to come in, but it's very low. There I am on 140509. Very low signal. It says 9 dB at 13 words a minute. And it's 13 words a minute because I am on, what do you call this thing? I'm on the straight key. Oh man, straight key. And we've got 6 contacts. So we will get in the box again and we will call CQ. And now that I'm in the box ready to go, there's no answer. Someone's trying, but I can't hear him. All right. Nothing in the chat. Let's put something in there. The last live stream I did, I had the chat off to the side, so I missed the chat. I didn't get to it till the end. I just want a happy face. What are all these other things that are in here? Jesus. How about that one? Now, how do you get rid of these? All right, again, we're doing the Straight Key Weekend Sprintathon. Straight Key Weekend Sprintathon. They use straight keys, and each one of the members has a number assigned to them, like this this dam down here. Oh, the camera's in the way. Let me move that camera. Like this Dan right here has a 1885S. The S at the end of the numbers has some significance. You have to go to the SKCC page to read about those. but it has some significance as in the number of contacts that you've made. I'm new to this, so I just have a number and I'm trying to make some contacts here. I'm calling CQ on 14050.9, and I should be calling CQ right now. So I'm going to click back in this box and call CQ. All right, I said CQ, CQ, WES from Kilo India 5, Whiskey, Whiskey Tango. I got a few responses before, but nothing since then. No, I talked to him. I don't know if he was talking to me. I'd assume not. Since I only got like an 8 dB at 40 watts, I'm guessing the um the propagation for 20 meters is not that good. All right, we're back in the call box, calling CQ. And my camera's not on. I'll turn my camera back on. It should be. You have to hold for that last letter because that T. VA3AR. Texas. Joe. SKCC. Back to you. Joe. 599. And he's done already. Damn it. Thanks, uniform. Was trying to go too fast, so I slowed down, and I will log it, and I will go, and I will say QRZ. QRZ, anybody there? K2EW, doesn't recognize that. Oh, 3. K3. Keep trying to go fast, and it keeps messing me up. So I'm gonna have to slow down. Here's the signal report. 579. And I messed up its call sign. (10605) S. I'm gonna ask for his call sign. K3TW. He's sending it 5 times. I'm gonna say thank you, Phil. All right, again, you have to press that. You press and hold on that key to get the T, or else it sounds like an E. That was K3TW. See if I can get this right. K3TW. All right, there it is. He sent me a 579, and it's messing up again. So I'm going to put it here first. K3TW 579. It looks like it's going down to that box. I'm going to say override all. Again, I'm using their software, which is my first time using their software, so I got to get used to it. I'm inside the box. I'm going to uncheck. Well, autofill is already checked. I'm going to have to do this one all over. I'm going to clear it. I'm going to say K3TW. I'm going to say 579. I sent him a 599. Did not fill in his information. I thought it was K3TW. I'm going to say override all. That's the time on this. The time is 3:22, so I got to go back and log this one. Make sure he's not over here already. Nope. I'm gonna go inactive while I figure this out. Again, this is the weekend sprintathon for SKCC, which is the CW contest that they have. Okay, let's close this. And let's go. It says start logging. The frequency is 14.0509. It fills in the band. It goes to the call, which is K3TW. Thought it was K3TW. Okay, I'm gonna have to go back and fill that one in because I don't get it right. I got the time though. K3TW on. What is this? 14.059. Alright, I'm gonna go back to my paper logging because it's a lot easier. He sent his call like 3 or 4 times. I'm sure it was K3TW. Let's go see if we can look it up. Oh, that's where I can look it up at. K3TW there. Cat Day. It doesn't say anything about CW. Let's see if we can look him up on the spot page here. Let's go member lookup down there, which is covered up by my camera. So I gotta turn the camera off. All right, let's look up K3TW. And that is not the call sign. I wonder if it was KT3W. Nope. Okay, I'm gonna have to go back and look this one up because I've messed up the call sign somehow, even after receiving it 3 times. All right, so all I'm doing is I'm calling CQ. I'm CQWES, which means weekend sprint. K3EW. Let's see. I think it was K3EW. Now that is Phil, and I did type in Phil, so I'm going to make note of that and log it as Phil. I'll go back and check it. So Thank you for that, K3EW. And we say override all. It puts in the SKCC number. Everything went south when I tried to type in the RST. And there it is again. 579 599. Let's say this was SKCC. 1060 10605S. Let's see if we can put that call in. K3EW. I'm not going to check it this time. K3EW. Gotta change the time though. The time still says 2023, which was around the time. So I will log it. And I hear someone on the frequency right now. So I'll have to find another frequency to get on. Someone's on 14051 calling CQ. So I will make the contact, of course. 14051. That was a little too fast. I didn't catch that. 14051. I don't see it over here. Case J6 something. And of course it starts to fade when I pick it up. Alright, I'm going to, here it is again. Now that's a different call sign. Alright, since it's so low I can barely hear it. That's KR4AZ. Let's have him come back by one more time. Sounds like there's a U at the end. And he faded out. Alright, they're fading out so I can't hear them. So we gotta find another frequency or we can hunt some more. K3EW. Yeah, that's the one I just worked. West 51.5. K4OB is on 54.5. 1405 4.5. That says K4OB. It's Ken in Florida. K4OB. So I'll wait for him to call CQ since I can hear his signal pretty good. Volume's a little high. Put it back at 37. Again, this is the SKCC software, the SKCC logger. Once you type in their call name, their call sign, it'll try to look them up. It'll usually pull up their SKCC number. So when you're writing down or recording their number, you can verify it with the logging software. And again, even though you export the logs to an ADIF file, you don't have to upload it. You just go to their website and you put in your numbers as far as the contacts that you have. And if you'll look right here, right in this area, you can see it gives you the QSO count and it tells you if you got any bonuses, like this CTS bonus. For those call signs with a C, a T, or an S at the end of it, you get bonuses for that. So it's automatically put it in there for you. And it tells you what your score is. Let's see if we can get into this K4OB. He sent a dit. I can't hear the other side, so I don't know if I can just jump in right now. So I'm going to wait a second, see if he sends another CQ. If this was POTA or a contest, I would have sent my call sign right after that dit. But since they're using straight keys here, they're probably going at a slower speed, and they're logging to this same software that I'm having problems with, so that's what's taking so long. I didn't hear your K40B. I'm gonna say K, here he goes. K4OB. K4OB again. That's a different call sign. Sounds like another call jumped onto the frequency. I'm trying to get K4OB though. I said K4OB from Kilo India 5 Whiskey Whiskey Tango. If he can hear me, he will respond. Sounds like he doesn't hear me. Kilo Echo 8 Papa X-Ray. That sounds like James. It might be. Well, he might have a T in his call sign. What is it? Kilo Echo 8 Papa X-Ray. No, that's Ron in Ohio. I was thinking about James that does all the POTA stuff. All right, I'm not hearing K4OB. So we're going to clear that log. Comes back with a CQ again. K4OB. I'm going to try one more time, see if you can hear me. Doesn't sound like K4OB is hearing me at all. All right, most of these have been made on 20 meters. There's a KG5 station on 40 meters. I'm going to see if I can get to that one. As soon as I turn off the AC here. Now the AC is right over there, about 5 steps. I could turn it off. But I've got my phone right here with a nice app on it, so I do it that way. Let's see if we can hear 7052 KG5 YTS. 7052. 052. Boom. Lower side band. Alright, I'm not hearing that on 40 meters. Alright, not getting that one on 40 meters. Let's go back to 20. 14052, somebody's there. Not hearing 5.2. Already got 5.1.5. Let's try 21054. Upper side band. Nothing heard. I'm gonna bump the tuner. Nothing heard on 054. There's something beneath it though. See if I can get to it. It's just noise. Digital noise. So we'll go back to 20 meters. Seems like everything's on 20 meters. All right, CQS 14052. I can't hear you on 0452. 7050. I thought I'd listened to. Can't hear 7050. That's 40 meters. And I'm looking at the SKCC schedule page. You can come to the schedule page anytime you want. It doesn't have to be during a contest. If you want to practice, just put something in the chat here and they will respond to you. You don't even have to have a, what do you call it? I keep forgetting the name of the key, that it's not a paddle. It is a straight key. If you don't have a straight key and you have paddles, you can still participate in the contest. It's just for the SKCC number, you would send none, N-O-N-E. And that's explained on the contestcalendar.com page. You go to contestcalendar.com, look up the 8-day calendar. Here's the SKCC Weekend Sprintathon. It goes on through the end of Saturday. So another couple hours. You see the exchange here. If you don't have a straight key, well, I'm sorry. If you don't have a straight key and you don't have an SKCC number, you can just say none. But set your speed down a little bit lower. You don't want to go 20 words a minute doing straight key. So set it to 10 to 15 words a minute if you just want to practice sending and receiving. But there are links down here for the SKCC page, and you can get all the information on joining their little group. They give you a number, and then once you start making contacts and you log it on their web page, depending on how many contacts you make, they add these letters to your call sign. And then they have monthly contests, sometimes weekly. This is the first one where I've tried to do it on the weekend because I'm usually out doing POTA. So I'm gonna log these 8 contacts. Well, I'm gonna check, there's nothing on 21, there's nothing on 28. I can't hear 10 meters at all. And if you look at my waterfall there, you see all the signals there. They're kind of weak though. And their logging application doesn't show the frequency. Yeah, there it is. The frequency's there. 54.5. K 4 O. That's that K4 OB station again. They can't hear me, but I can hear them. They're right here. All right, let me run and take a restroom break, and I will come back and call CQ. I will be right back. All right, I'm back. Gotta see if I can make a few more calls here for the straight key contest. 14059 it says. Let's see if I can hear that. All right, weak signals heard on 14059. I will check the DX cluster. Again, most of these SKCCs will be on 14, somewhere in the 14050 range. It could be slightly above, slightly below. There's our buddy W18W-7 that I keep seeing but can't reach. Let's 47.1 with the 28 dB signal. 28.1. All right, that's not there. So let's see. Once I get finished with all of my logging, I have this log left over, and this is the path to that log. So it's in Documents, SK Logger, and I gave it that name. So if I exit out of the logging, oh, it says save changes. You got to save the log. Click here to save. So when I exit out, and I go to Documents, where's Documents? SKCC Logger. The logs. What's the day? 4/12. That one right there. You can see that it's just a normal ADIF file, ADIF file. All my power was 30 watts. These fields are specific to the SKCC. Gives you their call, the frequency, CW. Gives you the date. Your RSTs. The SKCC number will not be recognized by QRZ. So all I have to do is at the end of the day when I'm done, I just upload this file to QRZ and it will show up there. But let me go to let me find out where you turn in your logs at. I'm gonna have to move this chat over to the side because it's in the way. So let's see, the weekend Sprintathon. Submit results right there. You're going to, you have to type in this information. So you're not going to upload that ADIF file. It's kind of the honor system, basically. You're going to type in the information and put it in there, and then save a copy of that log. They may send you an email saying, send us your log or something like that, and you just send them that ADI. But just normally, you're just going to go to this page, and you're going to fill out this information, and it'll get saved. And that information is in their little logging program, the SKCC logger. When you look down in the corner right here, this is the information that they're looking for. So let's do this. What's on top? They're asking for total QSOs. There's the QSO count. SPCs. There's the SPC count. And there's a thing for Centurions. SC. I believe it's that CS. And then the Tribunes is the TS logged. And the Senators is that SS log down there. And there's some theme related bonus points. I don't know what that is. And there's that, I saw that KS1 KCC that said bonus. If you had made contacts with those, you would add that information here as well. And then you can put in any comments that you want. And that's all you have to do for logging. Again, remember, you don't have to upload this log, the ADI file, anywhere, because it's just a web-based interface that you type in the information. I may do a few more of these today, but right now there's not much going on because everything's on 20 meters. And the, what do you call that thing? The SFI, EFI. The SFI is at 93. So I'm only hearing good stuff on 20 meters. I don't hear anything on 15, 17, and 10 is pretty bad as well. So everybody's crowded up on 20 meters. I bet if I were to go over to the POTA.app site and look for spots on 20 meters, there's a bunch of spots there for 20. But you don't see a bunch for 15. It's only one spotted on 15. Alright, and remember they also have an SKC schedule page where you can go in and ask someone to meet you on a frequency and you can practice sending CQ. Again, remember it's with a straight key. Let me turn my break-in off before I send that. I was going to start just hitting that send. Remember with the straight key, in your radio, you turn your keyer off and then the straight key will work. So if you just tap it, that's your DIT. You got to press and hold to get your DAWs. So your CQ would sound like this. So you got to go DAW, DIT, DAW, DIT. You got to press down and hold, then a DIT, and press and hold, and then a DIT. That's your C. Some people can go super fast on a straight key, but I can only go about 13 to 15 minutes. And in the SKCC contest that they have, they're not expecting you to go fast. So you can take your time and go slow, and it's a good place to practice. If you've got a paddle and you don't have a straight key, set your speed down a little bit lower and you can practice with some of these guys. They're all pretty good. So that's what I'm going to do for the straight key for today. So 73, and thank you guys for watching. 73 from KI5, a Whiskey Tango.